Hello student, today I will explain you goals of banking sector reforms in India. In post-independence India, a mixed economy and economic planning were adopted. Economic policies were implemented with the objective of constructions of society. All this resulted in strengthening the public sector. Public responsibilities were given priority, and outlook of profit was considered secondary. Instead of emphasize qualitative improvement, quantitative development became more important. As a result, all sectors in Indian economy suffered from efficiency, sickness, etc. Banking sector was not an exceptions to this. In 1990, India faced a grave economic crisis, and Indian economy was at the their there's hold on economic bankruptcy, and India had to mortgage 48 tons of gold to raise loan in order to come out of bankruptcy. After this development, Dr. Manmohan Singh invited the program of economic reforms in 1991. Factors responsible for India's economic reforms program are through to include a pressure from IMF, World Bank, USA developed capitalized European countries fall of this union along with the economic crisis while responding to economic reforms. Okay, जब हम इंडिपेंडेंट हुए दैट टाइम इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन इज़ वेरी वर्स्ट थी हमारी, मतलब हमें बाहर से लोन लेना पड़ता था, हमें बाहर से पैसे लेने पड़ते थे बाहर के देश से, और फिर हम इकोनॉमी चलाते थे. बट नाउ वट इज़ वेरी चेंजेस हो गए हैं, बिजनेस बहुत सारे एक्सपांड्स हो गए, इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट बहुत अच्छे से चल रहा है, तो इतना इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस हमें नहीं देखने को पड़ता है. लेकिन जब इंडिपेंडेंट हुआ था इंडिया, दैट टाइम तो बहुत ही था. ओके, गोल ऑफ बैंकिंग सेक्टर रिफॉर्म्स इन इंडिया. फर्स्ट वन क्या था उनका गोल, मतलब क्या है? टू इम्प्रूव इफेक्टिवनेस एंड एफिशिएंसी ऑफ बैंक्स एंड फिनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, particularly in respected of their profitability and responsibility. Next one is to bring about improvement in banking business, financial system, bank management, banking policies and procedures. Third one is to create a proper and an atmosphere so that suitable responses is given to the new credit requirement as a result of economic reforms and transformation. Then to supervise operations of India banking system and financial institutions, and to create a suitable mechanism for supervision. Then to look for measures which can enhance competitive efficiency and of the bank industry and ensure growth, technical skills, modernization, and in banking operations. Then to determine criteria of adequacy of capital of banks and property management with the purpose of maintaining safety and creditability of banking business. Then to reconsider supervision. Method is banking industry in review of or in view of its growing nature, quantitative and structural development. And next, to examine the legal framework and structure of banking industry and to suggest suitable amendments. Okay, therefore it was essentially to attempt improvement in the reformist outlook on the banking industry. At the same time, a shareholder named Harshad Mehta exploited the weak and non-transparent situation in banking and financial sector and took charge of the entire share market. This shares scam rocked in the entire capital market. Many banks went bankrupt while many other banks suffered heavy losses in the downslide and distribute banking business. Okay, हर्षद मेहता का आपने नाम सुना होगा, जिसने शेयर मार्केट में बहुत उथल पुथल की थी और ये बहुत सारों को ये भी करके गया था फंसा के। तो अगर और भी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए तो एक वेब सीरीज आई है हर्षद मेहता के ऊपर, वो आप देख सकते हो, तो आपको इन डिटेल पता चलेगा कि हु वॉज हर्षद मेहता, मतलब कौन है वो, अभी है, जिंदा है गया नहीं है, लेकिन कौन था जब शेयर मार्केट में उसने उथल पुथल की, वो कौन है हर्षद मेहता, इसलिए मैंने वॉच बोला था। लेकिन आप देख सकते हो। ओके, नेक्स्ट, detail about the banking reforms measures. Okay, the Committee on the Financial System 1991 had observed that the Indian banking system have made appreciable progress in having a geographical reach and functional strength. In spite of this commendable progress, several issues had emerged which had resulted in decline of productivity, efficiency, and of profitability of the banking sector. Social banking agenda of the government had made most of the PSBS unprofitable. Then next point is banking reforms measures. The Narsingham Committee had described the reason as first one is meeting the SLR and CRR obligation by the bank. Directed credit disbursement through priority sector lending, interest rate and interest rate was rigid and complex, followed by the inadequacy of capital. Interest rate regime was and requirement and faulty income recognition, assets classification, providing requirements and faulty income assets classification and provision norms. The bank's balance sheet did not reflect their true health since income was recognized on accrual basis, resulting in reporting of inflated profits. quantitative restrictions for credit coupled with a regulated interest regime had led to suboptimal use of credit resulting in low level of investments and thus lower economic growth. Okay, and the cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio means one of the primary functions of Reserve Bank of India is to control the supply of money in the economic and also the cost of credit, meaning how much money is available for the industry or the economy and what is the price that the economy is available for the industry or the economy and what the price that the economy has to pay to borrow that money. Availability of money is nothing but liquidity and cost of borrowing is interest rate. These two things means supply of money and cost of credit are closely monitored and controlled by RBI. These two factors will have considerable impact on inflation and growth. To control inflation and the growth, RBI uses certain tools like cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, repo rate, and a reserve repo rate, etc. Cash reserve ratio is the share of the bank's total deposit that is maintained by the Reserve Bank of India to be maintained with the latter in the form of liquid cash. The cash reserve ratio acts as one of the reference rates when determining the base rate. Base rate means the minimum lending rate below which a bank is not allowed to lend funds. The base rate is determined by the Reserve Bank of India. The rate is fixed and ensure transparency with respect to borrowing and lending in the credit market. The base rate also helps the banks to cut down on their cost of lending to be able to extend loans. As per the RBI guidelines, every bank is required to maintain a ratio of their total deposits that can also be held with the currency chest. Then statutory liquidity ratio means the statutory liquidity ratio or SLR is a minimum percentage of a deposit that commercial banks has to maintain in the form of liquid cash, gold or other securities. It is basically the reserve requirement that there is no reserve with the Reserve Bank of India, but with banks themselves, the SLR is fixed by the RBI. Have been traditional tools of the central bank's monetary policies to control credit growth, flow of liquidity, and the inflation in the economy. The SLR was prescribed by Section 24 to subsection 2A of Banking Regulation Act 1949. Then reduced the dependency on CRR and SLR means the minimum term objective of the financial sector reform. The SLR was brought down drastically. There were sharp cuts in the CRR. The Narsimham committee recommended that RBI should increasingly rely on open market. Okay. The following chart मतलब जो चार्ट है वो क्या है द RBI's refines facility was also recognized while lowering the CRR. The sector specific refines facilities were de-emphasized and and general refinance window was open in April 1997. Also, a reduction in the CRR and SLR, the bank rate also met with a decline to while all other rates are aligned, but only after 1997 the bank rate is the rate at to which a bank is prepared to buy or rediscount bills of exchange or other commercial papers. Okay. Then non-performing assets means NPAs. One series problem faced by the public sector banks in the 1990s was a high proportion of NPAs. And NPA is an asset from which income is overdue for more than 6 months. According to the second Nasim Committee report 1998, no other single indicator reflects the quality of assets and their impact on banks then the NPA figure is a relation to advances. The gross NPAs of scheduled commercial banks increased over the period March 31st, 1998 to 31st March 2002 from 50,815 crore to 70,904 crore. Gross NPA of public sector banks were also correspondingly higher. However, the share PSBs in total NPAs declined from 90% to 80%. Furthermore, there was a decline in the ratio of gross NPAs and net NPAs measured as a percentage of advances as well as assets. Their ratio represent the quality of banks' assets and are thus taken as measures of soundness of the banking system. Gross and net NPAs as a proportion of gross advances and total assets of CBS declined regularly during this period. Okay. उसके बाद आता है कैपिटल एडेक्वेसी नॉर्म रेशियो एंड देन क्रेडिट डिपॉजिट रेशियो. The capital adequacy ratio means the ratio of bank's capital in relation to its risk, weighted assets and current liabilities. However, as per RBI norms, Indian schedule, commercial banks are required to maintain CAR of 9%, while Indian public sector commercial banks are required to maintain of AR of 9%. Important to shareholders because it is an important measure of the financial soundness of a bank. Banking sector reforms were indeed by implementing implementing norms consisting of capital adequacy ratio. The core of such reforms has been the broadening of prudent norms to the internationally accepted standards. In 1988, the Basel Committee for International Banking Supervision made an attempt worldwide to reduce a number of bank failure by tying a bank's CAR to the riskness of the loans. It makes, for instance, there is less chance of the loan to a government going ahead than a loan to, say, an interest business. Okay. उसके बाद आता है क्रेडिट डिपॉजिट रेशो मीन्स पॉपुलरली क्रेडिट डिपॉजिट रेशो इज़ द रेशो ऑफ हाउ मच बैंक लेंड्स आउट ऑफ द deposits in has mobilized. RBI does not stipulate the minimum or maximum level of the ratio, but a very low ratio indicates banks are not making full use of their resources. देन जो नरसिम्हा कमेटी थी जो अपॉइंट की थी उन्होंने क्या क्या किया, मतलब रिफॉर्म्स ऑफ नरसिम्हा कमेटी 1, तो उसके भी डिटेल्स हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर देखेंगे.